They've been aligned, wrapped around the corner, ready for the Sunflower Showdown. It's day 2 of the Big 12 here on ESPN. K-State, Kansas, in the 401st all-time meeting between these two teams. Glad you could join us at Tointon Family Stadium as the Wildcats host the 16th ranked Jayhawks in day 2 of this 3-game series. Inside the broadcast booth with you, Mike Clark. Alongside, I'm Brian Smoller. Hannah Whetstone will join us here in a little bit. Game 1 last night was all Kansas right from the get-go. If there was any doubt about this Jayhawk team, they erased it very early.
Well, they took advantage of it, whether it be hitting, base running. They did everything. Jumped out to a 5-run first inning. You had home run by Baldridge, and second batter of the ball game, and after that they just kept building. K-State helped with some defensive errors, but just continued to build. Before you know it, it's 9-0 in the second inning. K-State came back a little bit, got back to 9-3, but then you've got Baldridge coming out with a
unbelievable game.
Great game. I mean, who's the player of the game in this thing?
It was unbelievable seeing what they did. 18 runs, 17 hits. Cook finished it off, but as you said, Coach, the heroes were aplenty.
No, Osorio, I mean, he what, 4 hits and had a home run also. So just a total team win for Kansas, and really going 7 innings, it was never in doubt after the first inning.
Which means day 2, it's completely in our rearview mirror, and we'll see what day 2 has in store. Does K-State rebound, or the Jayhawks find a way to keep their dominance going in this series? Hannah will join us as well. We'll return. The lineup today for the Kansas Jayhawks, red hot coming into this game, having won now just 6 straight and 15 of the last 16. Dario Osorio highlighting last night, 4-for-4 effort, couple of doubles, a homer, drove in 6. He's been red hot as of late, 500 over his last 4 games for Dan Fitzgerald. K-State defensively, pretty much the same as yesterday, just one change. Chandler Murray at first will get the start today for the Wildcats. And Lincoln Sheffield will be on the mound. We'll get to him in a moment. Again, K-State on the bad side of that run rule victory last night. And for that, we welcome in Hannah Whetstone, who was able to get a comment from Pete Hughes. What did the head coach of the Wildcats have to say after that one last night?
Well, hello, Brian. That's right. Prior to the start of the series, head coach Pete Hughes told us he wants his team to be playing in a national tournament, but he doesn't want to be fighting for that at the end of the season. He said, how do you do that? You win series. He talked about how important it is for his team to come into this series and win it. Now, it's going to be an uphill battle for the Wildcats after dropping that game last night. However, Pete Hughes said it best, there is nothing better than controlling your own destiny.
That's right, and that's what Cats do. If they go after it today, they need a good start from Lincoln Sheffield. The pressure is on, and the left-hander is coming off a career-best outing, trying to back it up after what he did last weekend in Tucson. Delivers strike 1 for the ball game here today. He works quickly. A lot of off-speed stuff. Sheffield is a slider, fastball, changeup guy, and he's almost true 33% distribution between those 3 pitches on the season.
He's done a nice job of, when he's successful, all 3 of those pitches are threats to the strike zone and threats just out of the strike zone.
Southpaw gets a strikeout to open up the game. He's a Bulldog out of Mississippi, and he shows it. A lot of emotion on the mound. He had 10 strikeouts in 8 shutout innings last week.
Good slider. Again, it attacked the zone and then broke out of the zone and got the swing.
Sheffield, who was average 5 1/3 per start. K-State needs a good start today. Switch hitting Cade Baldridge, who Coach talked about in the open with that home run in the second at bat yesterday of the game, his first at bat. And it got the Jayhawks off and running from that point forward. We'll get to Mike's keys in just a second here as Baldridge steps in. 1-1 as Sheffield misses with his first pitch up out of the zone. Hines Community College then came to K-State last year, led the team in wins with 7. Taking them to a regional. Line shot up the middle of the base hit. All right, Mike Clark, as KU gets their first runner on. What are the keys to victory for the Jayhawks here today?
For KU, it's repeat. That offense was humming. Every time Kansas State made a mistake, it was a 3-run inning, a 4-run inning, same way. Go deep with the pitching staff. Vogel needs to go deep. They used 3 pitchers last night, actually used 4 pitchers last night. Want to go deep so that they don't have to tax that bullpen. For K-State, get them in, bring them in. They had a lot of base runners. Needed key hits early to stay in the ball game and didn't get them, and then clean the game up. Defensively, pitching, all parts of the game just need to clean it up and play better.
Now, 4 errors for K-State, way out of character for them. They had been one of the top fielding teams in the conference all season. 1-1 to Tyson LeBlanc, shortstop for the Jayhawks. Hitless in the game here last night. Did have a walk and a run scored. The changeup gets a swing and a miss. Sheffield's MO, or at least the calling card of him when he arrived on campus last year, it was his changeup, and he drew a lot of comparisons to Jordan Wicks, who had a superb changeup. The difference there, Wicks threw 94 to 95 miles an hour from the left side. That is not Sheffield's game, but that changeup gets a lot of those swings and misses.
And the thing about it is it's effective against left-handed and right-handed hitters. You see the movement away from the right-handed hitter with that changeup. Not only is it change of speed, but great sink and great turn away from the right-handed hitter.
So now Brady Ballinger, who had 3 hits here last night, slowly starting to get back into Ballinger form. He goes after the first pitch and skies it high into shallow left field. Everybody chasing it. It's Gallagher who will back up and make the grab. And the Jayhawks ran a 1-out single by Baldridge. And Sheffield tosses up a 0. The lineup today for the Wildcats, who did total 12 hits in last night's game. Shintaro Inoue had 3 of those 12 hits, including a home run. He's in the number 3 spot today for K-State. Again, a couple of changes here at the bottom of the batting order. The Wildcats' depth being tested a little bit here with some injuries, so they've got Chandler Murray in at first. And Austin Haley will make his first appearance in nearly 50 days as he gets in the lineup today as a hitter, two-way player. As for the defense for the Jayhawks, exactly the same as yesterday. Nothing changing here except for the guy on the mound, and Dominic Vagley, who's in his 3rd year with the Jayhawks and is putting together a fine finish. Former freshman All-American who struck out nearly 90 last year in 96 innings. And he is coming into form, coming off a 15 strikeout game against Oklahoma State last Saturday down in Stillwater in just 7 innings. He has a lot of scouts that are here today watching him throw for the Jayhawks. Right-hander that is from Columbia, Illinois, burst onto the scene. High school draft choice by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Decided to go to college. Freshman All-American season and a Big 12 Freshman of the Year campaign, where he was 7-2 with a 3.89 ERA back in 2024. Preseason was the Big 12 Pitcher of the Year last year. Didn't quite have the season he wanted, 5.7 ERA. But boy, his stuff has just gotten better each and every year. Fastball that'll sit low to mid-90s, can run up to 98. And then a great slider and curveball combination, both with spin rates at 2,700 or better. Nick English will lead it off for K-State. A couple of walks here last night. And the first breaking ball is off the plate, 1-1. Late the South product and Nick English, one of the rare Kansas kids that's still a part of this series on both sides. 1-1 comes in on his hands, and it's fouled away by English, 1-2. Nick in there in place of the injured Carlos Vasquez, K-State's normal starting left fielder, who is out indefinitely after being hit on the wrist in the last home series against Oklahoma State. Fouled away by Nick as well.
It was a slider, stayed inside.
D. Kennedy in to follow, then Inouye. If anybody gets on, Bear Madliak. Mungarieta wanted that one.
That was a good slider right there, just off the plate.
A little bit of a smaller zone for Blake Felix to start the game. Shot in the air to right. Up against the clouds. Coming in is Bach, and he'll make the grab for out number 1. D. Kennedy coming to the plate, and he's on a little bit of a history watch because D last weekend and last week out in Arizona did this. This was Tuesday at Grand Canyon in Phoenix. A titanic blast to left that tied the school record for 17 home runs in a season. Done by Keegan O'Connor last year. And D, after the first pitch, hammers it out to left, and what do you know? A new school record holder. In what is arguably the greatest single season in K-State offensive history, D. Kennedy continues his assault on the record books. Home run number 18.
I think after this, I think you're going to see D. Kennedy be more of the D. Kennedy we saw in the first part of the season because he's been a little anxious. He got a fastball up and was all over it, inside part of the plate. And congratulations to D. Kennedy. That's tremendous honor and a lot of season left.
Now Inouye, Kennedy's roommate on the road. The two have become very good friends this year. One and one. So now 18 home runs, 19 stolen bases for Kennedy as he chases to become K-State's first ever 2020 player. Believed to be K-State's first ever 2020 player. It would have to be. I think it would. He's a school record homer at 18 homers, so obviously no one's ever hit 20 bombs in K-State history, but it's such a rare feat in college baseball. There are only 6 players or 6 seasons ever in the history of college baseball that a player's gone 25-25. And there's only been about 50, or I should say 30 players since 1997 that have done 2020. Strike 3 called to Inouye on the outside corner. Begley gets his first, and that's out number 2.
Do a change-up, fooled Inouye. Good pitch on the outside part of the plate.
Inouye will stop with A.J. Avasco in the on-deck circle to talk about what he saw, and now Bear Madliak gets a chance with 2 outs. K-State's best hitter in Big 12 play, hitting well over 400. And he and the guy behind the plate are in a battle for first team all Big 12 at that catcher spot, you would think. One and one.
You know, and do the all-conference, and the coaches understand the importance of the defense and throwing and all that other stuff. Some of the other pools and press and stuff that do the all-conference games, or all-conference teams, I should say, they don't understand. They look at the offensive statistics, and that's just what they go by. But I tell you, it's almost record-breaking what Kansas State's doing against the running game defensively this year.
Madliak hits it sharply, but right at LeBlanc at shortstop. And he handles the 106-mile-per-hour ground ball to throw out Bear Madliak. But for the first time this weekend, K-State takes the lead. Dee Kennedy, the all-time record holder at Kansas State for a single season with his 18th of the year. Another sellout crowd on hand here at Toyton Family Stadium, a place that K-State prior to this season had won nearly 80% of their games during under Pete Hughes' tenure. Last year, 18-3. This year, it's been a little tough. The injuries, the schedule. K-State has been right around 500 at home this year, but they have the early lead thanks to Dee Kennedy's 18th record-breaking home run to set a new single-season school record. And back to work is Lincoln Sheffield to get a swing and a miss against Augusto Mungarieta. As Mungarieta had a hitless game here last night, 0 for 5. Pitch warning on Sheffield. He's getting a little bit of guff from the KU dugout after that call from the home plate umpire Blake Felix. Just inside, 1-1.
Sheffield's been around the strike zone. Very competitive pitches on every pitch. Another good slider right there, just under the hands. Really trying to keep the ball inside. So Mungarieta cannot extend his arms and got 12 home runs on the season.
Strike 3. Mungarieta again was trying to delay and wait and not look at the pitcher. And now he's getting into an argument with Blake Felix at home plate. So Mungarieta does, you've seen Inoue do this a couple of times. Players are figuring out that because of the eye contact thing, that you can get in the batter's box and not look at the pitcher and try not to be ready, so to speak, right? And you allow the pitch clock to wind down and you force the pitcher to make a mistake. And as you can see, Mungarieta was trying to do that, and he's got a point. He never once looked out to the pitcher. But Blake Felix, after granting that earlier and getting a warning on Sheffield, was not going to give it to him again. And this is a strategy, it looks like, by Kansas against a pitcher in Sheffield who is known for working quickly.
And that's the key is they're trying to upset his timing and his rhythm. So they're looking back. In the good old days, you couldn't look back at the catcher because they think you were stealing signals. And so it's a different game. They have to look at the pitcher at the 8-second mark. Otherwise, it's a strike on them as a hitter.
So a little gamemanship here by Kansas against Sheffield. Ball fouled away by Owens, 2-1. I mean, it's a new strategy against Sheffield. Haven't seen it so far this year, but it's a clever strategy, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, all sorts of different games that you play within the game.
Sheffield, who pitches with a lot of emotion too. I think the other side there is trying to get him a little frustrated. 3-1 here to Owens, so he's in hitter's advantage. Hitter's count. And ball 4. Sheffield walks his first.
Okay. Daryl Soriano, I'm sorry. Osoria, who seeing the ball really, really well last night.
Man, but he had a heck of a game last night. Everything was hit hard. He'll take strike 1.
A single, 2 doubles, home run, and walked his other time up. So.
And everything was blistered. 2 out RBIs as well. Sheffield will take a look at Owens at first. The Jayhawks don't run a ton. Just 34 stolen bases this year in this game number 42. Owens has 5. But with the shift, as significant as it is, 3 infielders to the left side of second. K-State trying to keep the runner close. So Soria, as he did last night, trying to go the other way. And it is 0-2. Well, after K-State got the home run, and that was all that they got, but you and I talked before the game. It felt like the early innings were going to be important to K-State. It feels like here, a shutdown inning by Sheffield would be critical.
Yep. There's an awful good slider right there. Just missed the zone, but Osorio did a good job taking it.
Osorio answers with a home run back. A 2-run shot by the red-hot Dariel Osorio. And the Jayhawks are back in front.
He still hasn't missed the bat. I mean, he's everything is right on the barrel. And he is seeing this quick. I mean, big coming in there. Looked like a slider that just didn't have any spin to it or didn't have any drop to it.
Sheffield knew it.
Oh, that was a no doubter, just like Lee Kennedy's. That was
401 feet to left. And now Dykhoff. Bangs at a changeup.
That's when you're against KU team right now, the way they're playing, but up and down the order, you can't make a mistake with this ball club because they all will square the thing up and they will give it a ride.
Game 2 of a 3-game series. Kansas winning handily last night in a run rule. Trying to win the series with a win today. K-State, it's not a must-win with their schedule remaining. They have so many difficult games left that just by playing by virtue of who they play down the stretch, their RPI will go up. So making the postseason in that regard is not required to win this game. However, it's your rival. It's a lot of importance to this game for many people beyond just the ones wearing the uniform. In that regard, it feels like a must win. We're going to hear from Hannah here in a second about the thoughts from both head coaches on this game today after last night's affair. Dykhoff fouls that off.
It's the next game, though, and that's what you have to concentrate on. You know, we talked about the next hitter, the next pitch, the next play.
Dykhoff drills one down the line. Does it stay fair? And the answer is it's a foul ball.
Like another hanging breaking pitch out over the middle of the plate. Need to get that down in the zone.
This is a reviewable play, whether it's fair or foul. I'm not sure there's any angles that would show it that it would be fair or foul. Dan Fitzgerald, a word to Blake Felix at home plate. Ground ball up the middle. That'll find its way through a hit. All right, Hannah, give us a word of what these two head coaches said after last night's game.
Well, Brian, after last night's win, Kansas head coach Dan Fitzgerald said, listen, it's a Big 12 series against a really good K-State team, so it was nice to jump out with the lead. He said they knew full well that they were going to throw back some punches at some point. He said he just liked the way his guys responded every time that K-State did. He said his offense carried them last night. He was proud of the effort and proud of the win. Now, on the flip side, K-State head coach Pete Hughes said that his team played a brand of baseball that is very unlike the K-State way. He said we had our chances with men on base, and we had our chances to play clean defense. Unfortunately, they didn't do that last night. He said it's a good thing it's not a winner take all. Our guys will be back tomorrow and motivated to get back in the series.
Thank you, Hannah. Double play, turn by Kansas State, and down Dan Fitzgerald getting fired up at head umpire Blake Felix. I think a little bit of the chatter that's going between the two teams after this play ended. And we're going to an idea here. The third base umpire is going over to the dugout. I think he's had enough. That's John Brammer, last night's home plate umpire. And he is headed towards somebody. Did he throw somebody out? Yep, he did. John Brammer has thrown someone out. And we will tell you who that is when we come back. Well, fireworks continue through in between these innings. The Jayhawks are feeding off of it over at the KU dugout as they egg on the crowd. And Pete Hughes has had enough of it as well. A lot of this has gone into, hey, let's play baseball. Enough of the talking that's going on from the Jayhawk dugout and everything else. Now, someone while we were gone in the Jayhawk dugout got thrown out of the game. I'm not sure who it was. That's Daniel Lopez, a pitcher for the Jayhawks, but he just went down to the bullpen, so I'm not sure that he
had security with him, though, or had a trainer and some other support staff, so I think he was thrown out.
Now, this is part of the MO of the Jayhawks. They love this. I mean, you can see them. They're squirting water in the air, egging on the crowd, trying to get this energy going in this building, and that's part of that's what they built. They live off of it and being the enemy on the road. They have survived in a lot of big environments by getting this emotion going. So if you think that this is going to rattle the Jayhawks, it's quite the opposite. They seem to just live off of creating this sort of chaos and get this sort of, I don't know, what's the right word? Just gritty
enthusiasm or
dirt, you know, the old dirtbag style of baseball. Hey, we're just here. We're going to do anything we can to get you out of your system and what you want to do and get after it.
Get into your head and get into your motor.
And in the meantime, you got a guy like Vagley, who's your ace on the hill. Now it's 3-1 here to Ivasco to lead off the second. Home run by Kennedy. Got the Wildcats going early, and then answering back, Osorio with a 2-run shot last half inning. And Ivasco will reach the start here in the second. And the crowd certainly is into it for both teams. And what is another sellout crowd here at Tointon Finley Stadium. And now Grant Gallagher. What a night last night for Grant. He did have one of the 4 errors defensively for K-State. But offensively, his best game in over a month with 3 hits, including a double.
And the error was on a really tough play.
Right, on a bunt.
Bunt swing.
Up and in from Vagley, who's been all over the place here to start.
He struggled
in the second inning.
With his control, it might be a good idea for K-State to look for a pitch in one area, but take everything else until he can establish himself on the strike zone.
Check on Ivasco at first. AJ is deceptively been able to steal 5 bases. I say that because it's usually not in a straight steal situation. It's usually the start a guy from first and there's a guy at third and he ends up getting the stolen base at second base. Well, he's got a massive lead at the moment. As Gallagher swings through an off-speed pitch, 1-1.
A good slider. Gallagher was sitting on the fastball. Big hole between first baseman and second base. Want to take that slider that direction.
And the throw over.
Everybody knows K-State base running, stealing bases, and being aggressive is part of their game. So
74 stolen bases for K-State in 42 games, so double the amount that the Jayhawks have had. That is definitely K-State's game. They have power and speed. Check swing by Gallagher.
Another slider. That one caught a little bit more of the strike zone.
Some fireworks here in the last half inning at the ballpark in this rivalry. Jayhawks reserve pitcher Daniel Lopez tossed out of the dugout. One down and away, gets away for Mungarieta. Down to second goes Ivasco. So K-State doesn't even need him to steal. He advances on a wild pitch. And the command of Vegley has been a little suspect here to begin. And the slider perhaps overthrown a little bit.
It's got great rotation. It's just having trouble locating it where he wants it.
I mean, 3,000 spin rate on these sliders from Vegley. He gets the swing and a miss, though, from Gallagher.
And that was a hanger right there, right over the middle of the plate. Gallagher just missed it. See how this pitch breaks over the middle of the plate. Just pulled off of it right there at the last second. Head never came down with it.
2,800. Again, 2,700 is above average. That's a good spinning slider. Anything above that, you're dealing in some rarefied air. 3,000, that is major league ready.
Another good slider there for strike one.
Caden Carl lines one right to first. And great positioning defensively by the Jayhawks pays off as Dykhoff is right there for the grab.
That pitch was really smoked. Great idea. Got the fastball, stayed inside of it. Just a little unlucky. That was like a reaction play, and that's all he could do.
Loose the ball in the transfer, but so after the leadoff walk and a wild pitch, a strikeout and a line out, and with 2 outs, it'll be up to Chandler Murray, freshman for the Wildcats. Little tapper on the infield. LeBlanc from short, low throw, but in time. And Murray is retired. K-State strands a runner. They lead it or trail by 1, going to the third. Jayhawks and Wildcats in Game 2 of a Dillon Sunflower Showdown series. It dates back to 1897. Not sure if they were doing sack races back in 1897, but maybe. I don't know. Potato sacks have been around a long time.
I did sack racing when I was younger in the 60s. So I would say they probably were.
There you go. Lincoln Sheffield to work to the top of the order here in the third inning. This is low, ball 1. Today is turn back the clock night at the ballpark. There are old style baseball pennants and fake newspapers that unfold and tell you a little bit about the team. Just like you would see when you came, that was your old bulletin as you came to the ballpark. Sheffield misses up 2-0. Hit into the shift. Inouye having a charge, throw on the run, and he will not get Jordan Bach. Second time this has happened where the ground ball that's hit into the shift is not hit strong enough to get out to where Inouye is playing.
It's a situation where maybe he comes in a little bit. I mean, I would think Ivasco can cover anything over him there, maybe come in and attack. He was attacking it. There's not much more he can do. It's just a very slow, routine ground ball that finds a hole.
Baldridge is single in his first at bat. He'll go after this and hit it right through the right side. Beautiful piece of hitting. And he advances the runner.
Again, trying to go the opposite way. Did not get much of it. I mean, it was a good pitch down, but just in the right spot.
So 2 quick on against Sheffield here in the third, and now LeBlanc. Who struck out in his first at bat. So a good amount of changeups. Fastball away for ball 1. Smaller strike zone for Blake Felix, especially in the outer half to a right-handed hitter. It's been more on the inside part of the plate to a right-handed hitter, away from a lefty. Ground ball here towards second. Inouye on the bag for 1. He'll fire to first in a double play. Second turn by Kansas State.
Great awareness, did not rush it. Made the play, then stepped, made a good throw. Just what the doctor ordered for the Wildcats. Runner at third now and 2 outs.
Ballinger, who popped out to shallow left, will go after the first pitch and pop that up into shallow right. Vasco ranging over. Carl also there. It's Vasco who makes the grab, and the inning comes to an end. So 2 leadoff batters get on for the Jayhawks, but they do not get them in. The Jayhawks still by 1. Hannah with us when we return.
Welcome back to the Sunflower Showdown here on ESPN. Well, K-State head coach Pete Hughes told us that he wants players that hate losing more than they like winning, and he said there's no better example of that than K-State shortstop Dee Kennedy, who has been reliable for the Cats all season and has a solo home run here in the bottom of the first to start the Wildcat offense. And Hughes talked to us that Kennedy's got a hunger to succeed and do better. He said he hates to fail, he hates to strike out, he hates to lose. And Hughes said that's all he can ask for as a head coach.
He is one of the more competitive young men that K-State has had for sure. Austin Haley in his first at bat since March 8th. And ground out to short. So you see there's the head coach of the Cats. Kennedy will bat third in this inning for Kansas State. One of the things about D is he's so competitive that Austin Waits says at times he's got to tell him to stop tinkering with his swing. Like, he always wants to make adjustments and do different stuff, and he's like, just do what you've been doing and don't mess with it. It's a good thing. You don't need to change your feet or change what you're doing just because you get out in a game. And Kennedy has been a little more aggressive here lately than the Wildcats had wanted. Now, the home run is great, but the last 11 games, while he's hit right around 300, he's only walked 3 times and he struck out 10 times. It was the reverse of that for the first 31 games of the season. It was almost a 3-to-1 ratio of walks to strikeouts, and now it's been inverted the last 2 weeks.
Oh, and like I said earlier, I think he will definitely relax a little bit more. Still competitive, but maybe not worry about the home run nearly as much now that he's got the record.
High strike to English to make it 3-1.
And to advance the way he has advanced from when he came here to where he is now, you have to be competitive. You can't be satisfied with where you're at to make a big improvement that he has made.
Last year had almost 70 strikeouts and under 20 walks. This year, 33 walks, 32 strikeouts. And again, that's with the trend that's happened lately. We'll see him have those numbers come back more even, but 2 weeks ago that was 30 walks and less than 20 strikeouts. Nick English is on for Kennedy, who homered on the only pitch he saw from Bingley earlier, and he'll take a pitch away for ball 1. Another close pitch, but that outside corner to a right-handed hitter, Blake Felix is not giving that pitch to either guy so far. Out away, 1-1. Good at bat here between 2 guys that probably have a future in pro baseball.
Yep. May see each other next year and the year after.
6 current Wildcats in the AA level. Trying to push up towards the majors. Another high fly ball to left. Did he get another one? The answer is yes! He's done it again! Kennedy's gone deep for the second time today. And the assault on the record books continues as the seesaw battles goes back to K-State. They're in front by 1.
That was a hanging breaking pitch, and he got all of it. and just launched it. Also took a little tour in front of the KU dugout as he was running down the bases. So
Dan Fitzgerald pointing that out right now.
I don't think he said anything. I just think he was looking at the dugout.
42-degree launch angle. That is a high fly ball, so to speak, to still go that far. And now Blake Felix pointing at somebody farther down the dugout, telling them to be quiet from the K-State side of things. But a lot of chirping back and forth here in day 2 of this series. Now Inouye. And the pitch bounces into home plate for ball 1. We've seen one player rejected already. That was Daniel Lopez, reserve pitcher for the Jayhawks, sent early to the bus by crew chief John Brammer. Inouye drives one deep out towards left center, but the ballpark will hold it. Owens is there, and he'll make the grab. A long, loud out for number 2.
Just hit it to the wrong part of the field. Launched it really good. But at the deepest part, to the left or to the right of the 390 sign, actually goes out a little farther there in left center and right center field. So 2 loud at bats to get back to back there.
The Wildcats have only 2 hits, and they're only by 1 player, but he's accounted for all 3 runs. There's Bear Madliak, who hit a screamer, but right at the shortstop LeBlanc his last time up. And he'll take a breaking ball out towards center field. Again, at the warning track is Owens, and he'll make the grab. So K-State flirts with 2 more home runs, but they end up with just 1. A big one, though, from Dean Kennedy, who's trying to get to that 2020 plateau here maybe in the same game. A 2-homer game already. Some fireworks early here at the ballpark on this Saturday afternoon. D. Kennedy, a pair of home runs as pace K-State to a 3-2 lead against the Jayhawks here in the 4th inning. There was more conversation with the umpires between innings after that last half inning, as words were exchanged by both teams. The umpires trying to keep everything at least remotely under control. Augusto Mungorieta in his first at bat fouled one off, or struck out, I should say, in his first pitch here, fouls one off. Brian Smolder, along with Mike Clark, Hannah Whetstone, our entire crew with you. Strike 2 on Mungorieta, who to this point has struggled this weekend against K-State pitching.
Sheffield's been able to get that breaking pitch inside, down under his hands.
And he'll swing and miss and strike out. 4 strikeouts for Sheffield.
Went on the outside part with the changeup. Great location. Oh, that was a backdoor slider, actually. After being inside, went away outside, and got the swing and miss.
Now Owens. What a groove, by the way, that Rudy Darrow and Lincoln Sheffield have fallen into here this year. The two, and the pitch calling, it comes from Coach Darrow there in the dugout. As we said before, it's been an almost, you can look at the percentages of pitches thrown and what types of pitches are thrown by every pitcher. And as you do that on the official Major League and college baseball sites, usually guys are 50% fastball and it kind of goes down from there. Very rare do you see someone that is true 33% in 3 and has thrown, 700 pitches like Sheffield has this season. It's just uncanny. And that'll clip Owens. 1 out runner for the Jayhawks.
I'm sure Sheffield did not want to do that.
Not ahead of this guy.
With Babe Ruth coming up next.
Dariel Osorio coming to the plate as we get a look at the ball that clips Owens. Osorio, what a series. 2 doubles, 2 home runs, 8 driven in 6 plate appearances. All sorts of locked in for the Bronx, New York native, and he takes a strike to open the at-bat. An all-conference player a year ago. He has struggled all season until now. On fire. 8 for his last 15. Popped up. Went after a high one. Avasco racing in, and he'll make the grab. And for the first time in the series, Osorio will head back dejected to the Jayhawk dugout.
Stayed with the fastball. Kept it away. Got the pop-up, and that. Good job of pitching. Still have one more out to get for the Wildcats.
Dykoff, who narrowly missed a home run back in the 2nd inning, settled for a base hit. Was eventually out on a double play. One hopper to the shift. D. Kennedy in a perfect spot. He'll make the put out to first, and that'll end the Jayhawks. In the 4th, K-State by 1. This is the Big 12 on ESPN. Ryan Smoller, Mike Clark, Hannah Whetstone, our Emmy-winning crew from K-State HD-TV producing this for you today. And another packed house. Sellout crowds expected this whole weekend. Tomorrow's weather has been a little iffy. We'll see what happens. But both teams determined to get both or all 3 games in this year.
This weekend, this year, okay.
It might be.
I better call Julie, let her know.
You better.
I'm not be home for a while.
You know, speaking of that, you know, listen, we've been talking about having the season pushed back for teams like Kansas, Kansas State. I mean, look at this crowd in this environment. Now, we've been, as Pete Hughes loves to quip, he is one that's got a lot of quips, right? But as A.J. Avasco leads off this inning, gets one over the mound. This could be a tough play. Coming in, Baldridge, and he's not able to get Avasco, an infield hit. All right, so Pete Hughes has always quipped that global warming is bad for everyone except K-State baseball, right? It has a lot warmer weather earlier in the season has allowed KU and K-State both to have home games in late February. Looks like we might have a challenge here by the Jayhawks on this play at first. And we do indeed have a challenge. Tom Brammer will go take a look at this. Anyway, the season will push back by a week starting next year. 1 week, right? So you've got College World Series starting or finishing on July 4th. But that's not what schools have long hoped for.
No, it was. It needs to be moved back a year or a month is what it needs. He might be out.
He might be. You can see now, players, when you're running to first, right, Mike? You want to try and get that step and have your toe land on the front of the bag. A.J. Williams with the heel, and that may have cost him. Too long of a stride.
Be great to see from the other angle, from center field, third base.
There you go. This might give us a better. Does the ball nestle into the mitt?
There's the heel. The ball's still out. No, that's.
Man, he might be safe.
Yeah, that's the other. That's what's great about this production company you have. I mean, seriously. Nobody else, I mean, there might be 1 or 2 other teams. I've watched everybody else's group, and you've got cameras, you got in the right positions. I mean, there's going to be some you're not going to be able to, get down the line. Particularly, it's going to be tough for anybody. But you've got a great group of camera people, and
not only that, but I love the fact that we here at K-State, they put it up on the video board. So we're seeing exactly what the umpire's looking at. The fans can all get to see it as well. and make calls out of that. And
that's the thing with that angle, you can't tell when that ball is in the glove caught.
right.
You can see the ball, but it disappears that last foot and a half. The other one, I think, is a better.
Now, again, AJ could have helped himself out by shortening a stride a little bit or changing his stride as he came to first. One thing they might do is time these up and see when his foot's on the bag and then flip the camera around and see if they can get. There you go. That's exactly what we were talking about. Might have one of those go back to that high first angle or low first angle.
There you go.
Get these synced up.
See, I think his heel's on the base. There's the ball right there, and that heel, I think, is on the base. Stepping on it. You see the heel on the picture on the left side.
I don't know. I think this could go out. I think you could say his heel is not on the back. If those frames are exactly the same right there. What? All right, now we need to also mention this. There is no description in the rule book that says the tie goes to the runner.
No,
that is not an actual rule. So now it is a common practice, but it is not an actual rule. So it's not a case of, okay, they hit it at the exact same time, therefore he's automatically safe. Now, however, if there's not enough evidence here to overturn or definitively overturn it, then you got to stay with what's called on the field, which was safe. John Brammer will oblige us here.
After review, the call of safe is upheld. Kansas has one.
That would tell me that means there was not enough evidence to go other than what was shown. So the Jayhawks lose a challenge. K-State lost 2 challenges in the first few innings of last night's game. They had 4 challenges in the first 2 innings.
It was a long 2 innings to begin with, and then put 4 challenges in that, and then a pitching change.
With an injury, 20-minute delay.
20 minutes, yeah, it was.
Strike 1 to Gallagher. So Avaskin was on to lead off an inning for the second straight time. He ended up getting to second with nobody out, but could not get in.
Wind's just shifted a little bit. It was out of the east. Now it's more out of the southeast. So that'll help balls to left field. It's not a strong wind, but still it's going to help. Plus there's humidity in the air, which helps the ball carry.
Well, although the 3 home runs that were hit today would not matter.
No.
All 3 have been just absolute destructions by their respective hitters. Osorio for the Jayhawks, a 2-run shot back in the second inning, and D. Kennedy with a solo in the first and a 2-run homer in the third to continue his assault on the record books. Gallagher just got a piece of that.
Yep, slider breaking away from him.
Ungarieta thought that was a wild pitch all the way. He was whipping out of the batter's box, out of the area behind the plate, out of the crouch to get the ball.
Again, there's a big hole between first baseman and second baseman. You've got 80 feet at least, maybe 85 feet of territory there to shoot a ground ball, much like KU did in the inning before. I guess the top of this inning.
Well, it looked like on the one swing that Gallagher had that he was trying to wait as long as he could and go inside out towards right field on the breaking pitch. Just didn't square it up.
Oh, that was a breaking pitch up in the zone. big part of the game right here. It's kind of K-State's got some momentum right now, but a couple more runs would help greatly, particularly when you have a KU team that has so many comeback wins this year.
Well, listen, no matter if the score was reversed from yesterday, you would not count the Jayhawks out based on what they've done the last month. Gallagher gets jammed, shallow left field. Ballinger coming in and sliding to make the grab. What a play by Ballinger.
It's a lot more difficult. You had to slide, you know, that makes it tough, but you also have to worry about the shortstop running out there for the ball also. It's key on the communication. Able to do a good job. Ball did pop up when he hit the ground, but did a good job of securing it. That's a really good play.
Look, it hit the heel of his hand in the mitt and then rolled down into the webbing. So now Carl Ovasco still at first. Strike one to Caden Carl, who hit one well, but he lined it right to first baseman Dykoff, who was playing well off the bag. Because Ovasco is being held, if Carl could replicate what he did last time, he'd have a base hit. And with that in mind, 2 pitches on the inner half by Vegley.
2 sliders, one in the zone, and that one stayed inside.
2-1. Haven't seen much from either team as far as action on the bases. Game got out of hand so fast yesterday that was not going to be something that you'd see, but Ovasco's not necessarily that guy that you would do that with at first base, but I would think part of K-State's game is creating chaos on the bases as well. And the Jayhawks, if there has been a chink in the armor, only one, is defensively they have not been very good this year. Ground ball sharply hit, backhanded by Schlotterbach. He'll get the second for 1, but not in time to turn 2. It's well defended.
Made a real nice play, got up, made a strong throw to second base, and got the lead runner, and that's the important thing. That ball get down the line would have been 2 bases, and K-State would have been set up nice.
Now Chandler Murray, who saw just 1 pitch in his first at bat, redshirt freshman, native out of Hawaii. Takes a breaking ball up for ball 1. Murray has seen more playing time as of late. Again, K-State's depth being tested a little bit with some injuries, and he has hit in 5 straight games with 2 doubles in that stretch. 5 for 11. Another guy with immense potential in that bat, and he is K-State's best defensive first baseman to boot. But 6'6", he's almost AJ Ovasco, but from the left side, or from the right side.
No, he's good-looking ball player down in Arizona. Saw him hit a home run into the night. It was a bomb, so that potential is there. It's tough as a freshman having to learn and make adjustments to breaking pitches with great rotation. Fastball's a little quicker.
He's done a lot of that as of late, going the other way, 2-2, working with Austin Waits. That's one thing that K-State has done under Coach Waits and Coach Hughes, is they have been able to each year take a couple freshmen and they bring them along to be kind of core guys and develop and work with them throughout the season, even as they're not getting regular playing time. He'll swing and miss over the top of an off-speed pitch here and strike out, and that'll end the inning. Jayhawks, though, give up a base hit, but strand another runner for Vegley. K-State by 1. Well, if you just joined us, this is what you've missed to this point. Not as many fireworks as yesterday, but still some big ones today. Dee Kennedy sets the all-time school record for a single season with his 18th home run, a solo shot in the first. Osorio continues his assault here in Manhattan, Kansas, with a 2-run home run to answer back in the second. But Kennedy wasn't done. Another one added for good measure over both walls in left field. Dee Kennedy with his second home run of the game and his 19th of the year. Suddenly the Wildcats back in front by just a run, and the two starting pitchers have ruled since then. Vaguely for the Jayhawks, Sheffield for the Wildcats. As we go to the fifth. Seen a little bit more of the pitchers duel that we thought we might here today. Just 10 pitches the last inning for Lincoln Sheffield in the fourth. They threw just 7 pitches in the third.
Been very economical and been around the strike zone the whole time.
Chopper left side. Gallagher able to get it on a short hop, and he'll take care of Schlotterbeck. Good play by Grant Gallagher.
And 1 pitch and 1 out. Follow the talking points here. We appreciate that.
It's great work by Gallagher coming in.
He's played well defensively. Had a couple of moments, but all players do. It's tough. This tough game.
Part of the reason K-State was able to move Dee Kennedy to short this year off of third base was because of Gallagher and their confidence in Gallagher being a great defensive third baseman. And swing and a miss. 0-2. In fact, the entire infield defense has shined this year for K-State. That's under the direction of Thomas Hughes.
See, Inouye's a little shallower now than what he was earlier with that shift.
And Inouye saw that twice already where he's had to come in too far from right field, so got him moved in a little tighter. 2-2 to Bach, who reached on a base hit. To the shift. He struck out back in the first.
Teased that outside corner, 2 pitches. See what he does here.
Got him.
Came with, I think, a changeup.
Yep.
I don't think it was a breaking pitch.
All right.
And that stayed on the outside corner and got the swing.
He just, Sheffield, in trying to explain him to someone, he just makes you uncomfortable at the plate. He has a knack for just, you don't know what's coming. Can throw at any pitch at any side of the plate in any count. And if he's in command of his stuff, which he's been the last 3 weeks, then it's really hard to square it up.
Well,
he's got to make a mistake, essentially.
Yeah, that's called pitching.
Well, there you go.
Not throwing, it's pitching.
Baldridge remains red hot as he singles into left field. 3 for 3 is Cade Baldridge. 5 for 7 in the series. He's on with 2 outs.
Had a fastball that was up just a little bit in the strike zone and drove it right back over the shortstop. Good hitters hit pitches that are in the middle of the plate.
Now Tyson LeBlanc hit into a double play and struck out against Sheffield, his third at bat. We'll roll 1 foul. See now with the Jayhawks early were trying to be deliberate in their stepping into the batter's box and kind of get Sheffield rattled by waiting and trying to wait him out and break up his rhythm. Now, as he's thrown not many pitches and he's just pounding the strike zone, Jayhawks third time through, swinging almost every time at the first pitch, trying to get something to drive. The other part of the game inside the game is adjustments by each team to the other. 1-2.
See, hitting is timing. Pitching is upsetting that timing, and that's what he does. He's thrown just about every number speed of pitch in the 80s except for 89 in this inning.
Just missed down, 2-2.
That was 81. So it's not how hard you throw, it's the location, the movement, and upsetting the timing of the hitter.
D. Kennedy charging a slow roller, and he makes the play. That'll end the inning. 2-out runner stranded by the Jayhawks. Sheffield in command through 5. Dominic Bagley has settled in. He's given up 2 home runs to D. Kennedy, but otherwise has been on his game as he fires up against the Cats here in the 5th. 3-2 game in favor of K-State. D. Kennedy with a pair of home runs. The difference, Austin Haley saw just 1 pitch in his first at bat and grounded out. Haley, a two-way player for K-State that hasn't had many opportunities. This is just his 4th appearance of the year as a hitter. K-State has been struggling with depth because of injury to some of their frontline players. And so Haley gets the call today. And he'll strike out on 3 pitches. Number 4 for Bagley. Well, we mentioned last half inning the infield K-State has put together and some of the stars that they have. Kennedy obviously talked about Gallagher, and Inouye, who is going to bat coming up for the Cats and soon will be appearing next to Pete Hughes, has been an interesting storyline for K-State in his senior final year. Inouye has talked about going back to Japan to play after this year, but now getting some interest from scouts. It'll be curious to see if he does that or not, but he's got a special relationship with Thomas Hughes, K-State's third base coach and son of Pete Hughes. And more on that, let's go to Hannah.
Well, thanks, Brian. That's right. Thomas Hughes and Shintaro Inouye have formed a bond, and they've worked to knock down language barriers. Now, Pete Hughes explained that Thomas is Shintaro's positional coach, and he's picked up Japanese every day from Inouye. Now, Thomas learns a new Japanese word every day from Shintaro, and they can communicate in games. So last season they had a scouting report specially made every series or every game for Inouye in Japanese. But this season, Inouye says he's good without it. Now for the on-field communication from the dugout, Thomas Hughes has been doing that in bits and pieces in Japanese this season.
It's been really cool to hear. Thank you, Hannah. What a great story to hear Thomas every game try and go through a Japanese word and the pronunciations, which are, again, as Americans, we have our tongues sometimes don't work the same way that to
mine doesn't, I'll promise you.
To pronounce the words from Japan, but it's been fun to hear those two go back and forth in the dugout. Pete Hughes has been talking about Thomas Hughes and his impact a lot for this team. And a good play from third from Schlotterbeck. There's a look at Thomas Hughes. Of course, Thomas did play here at K-State. He was at Oklahoma with his dad, and then when Pete got the job here at K-State, Thomas was brought here to help out. As Pete Hughes was telling us, they only had 2 infielders on the roster, so it was kind of out of necessity to get Thomas Hughes here to play shortstop for K-State. And he did a lot of the little things for K-State. A captain that was twice voted for the Wildcats, and then has been instrumental helping them out as an assistant coach. Big part of the scouting for K-State. Well, here's D. Kennedy. What did he do for an encore? 2 home runs today to now have 19 homers, 19 stolen bases. Guessing fastball, but he got it, and it was out of the zone. It's 1-2.
A good sink to it.
Fouled away. 97 miles an hour from Begley.
And again, that's a difference. A 90-mile-an-hour fastball, got the swing. 97 went up. Got the foul ball.
Truthfully, that 90-mile-per-hour pitch might have been the changeup. This pitch is fouled away by Kennedy. Begley's changeup is usually 86 to 87, but he has thrown a changeup at 90 miles an hour to 91 a couple of times this year. So as much drop as that pitch had, it's possible that's what that was. 1-2, hammer down the left field line by Kennedy and down into the corner. Bounces away from Ballinger, and Kennedy into second base. A one-man wrecking crew, 2 homers and a double for D. Kennedy.
Seeing the ball extremely well.
15 doubles now in the year for Kennedy. In front of not only a packed house of fans, but a packed house of scouts. Kennedy showcasing.
No, he's going to be a top 2 or 3 round pick. Just I think deciding where he fits and how he impresses the upper brass right now. He's done everything he needs to do in order to put himself in great shape as far as the draft's concerned.
A couple of teams have talked to K-State's coaches about late first-round pick for D. Kennedy, looking at him as a potential second baseman. 0-2 to Inoue, who flirted with a home run his last time up, but hit it to the deepest part of the park in left center, right to the warning track. 4 hits today by K-State, 3 of them by D. Kennedy. The only other hit, an A.J. Evasco infield single. Hunting for a hit was Inoue. That'll be a foul ball. Heck of a play by Dykhoff to make sure.
It was a great play. Making sure that ball, you can't react to, say, is it going to be fair or foul? You make the play. Let the umpire call it fair or foul. That was not an easy play with the base involved also.
Greg Stanzak was right on that.
The home plate umpire has home plate to first base. The first base umpire has first base to the right field foul pole. So,
and a chopper that way. Dykhoff will take it to the bag himself. The inning will come to an end. Kennedy's 2-out double does not result in anything for K-State. They've left 3 on, but they lead by 1 through 5. I mentioned it earlier, lots of scouts that are here in attendance today, watching these 2 teams get after it. Stars across the board, and they have shined again today, including Lincoln Sheffield, who's back out to the mound for K-State. Sheffield has only thrown 63 pitches through 5 innings. As he faces the Jayhawks here, 3rd time through the order, dealing with Ballinger, Mungarieta, and Owens here in the 6th. 4, 5, 6. And Sheffield misses high to Ballinger, who's popped out twice. For ball 1, that's just the 3rd pitch that Ballinger has seen from Sheffield. One and 1. You can see Ballinger there. He was eyeing the umpire, trying to see when he needed to come forward to look at Sheffield, trying to maybe wait again on that delay. Goes down, golfs this one foul, 1 and 2.
It's a head game. You're trying to upset the timing of the pitcher and get in his head a little bit, but it's also a distraction for the hitter if you're not used to doing that.
True.
If you're concentrating until the 8-second mark on trying to delay looking at the pitcher,
Ballinger goes around and strikes out.
That's just a little bit more that's going to take that edge or that advantage you have as far as watching the pitch come into the, picking up the pitch out of the arm and watching it into the catcher's mitt.
Ballinger did not like going around in the call, and he was right. Boy, that's a rough call by John Brammer over at third. Line drive off the bat of Mungarieta, but he didn't get it all, and it's caught by English. Tough weekend continues for Mungarieta.
I think the key was he didn't get it up in the air. That was hit extremely well. Didn't get all of it, but was hit well enough that it could have left the yard had it been at a higher trajectory.
Really the first time he's made solid contact all weekend. He has struggled.
Yeah, he's too good a hitter to be, you know, Cats are hoping get through another ball game tomorrow, and this game and the next one, get out of town and let him get hot some other place.
Native of Venezuela is a remarkable player. Tyson Owens has walked and been hit by the pitch. He has scored a run. He was on ahead of the Osorio home run. Changeup. 1-2.
Just mixing the speeds, time, location.
Tried it again, but too far down. Got it. 7 strikeouts for Sheffield. Whether the Wildcat entertaining the fans here at Twinkie Family Stadium in front of another sellout crowd. It's been a good one to this point. All the runs scored in the first 3 innings. It's been 0 cents as each starting pitcher has settled into the game. See if this Wildcat group gets any more to cheer about here in the 6th. Bear Madliak, AJ Ivasco, Grant Gallagher due up. 4, 5, 6 hitters getting their third look at Dominic Vegley. Madliak, who also flirted with a home run his last time up, hitting one to deep left center field. We'll get his third look at the starting pitcher for the Jayhawks. Now, as you can see, Vegley nearing 80 pitches as he throws here in the 6th. And there is the beginning of action down in the Jayhawk bullpen. Just a foul off the bat of Madliak. Now, there's part of that isn't necessarily because Vegley is tiring at all, but because the Jayhawk bullpen is that good.
Yeah, they do not hesitate to get into it. Got a lot of depth.
Madliak lays off a breaking ball, 1-2. It's the beginning of action starting there. It's Ryan Ritter. Did not pitch yesterday. But he is one of the main guns out of the pen for the Jayhawks, one of the main setup guys. It's Ritter and Toby Scheit, who often serve as the setup men for Dan Fitzgerald to bridge the gap to Bodie Ray. Right now, you'd say is got to be the league's premier closer. 2-2 pitch. Madliak on one hop. Schlotterback's been up to the task at third, and he makes another play across the diamond for out number 1.
Yeah, the last few innings, he's been very busy, making good plays. Ball was hit hard, but bounced up. Schlotterback, and he made a nice play. He's played real solid defense tonight.
Absolutely. Made an error yesterday, but has bounced back. Here's Ivasco, who besides Kennedy He's the only other Wildcat that's been on base. He has walked and had an infield single. I suppose English did walk ahead of the home run back in the third, but that's pretty much been it for K-State with success against Bigley. Vasco hits one to second. Baldridge throws out of Vasco, 2 gone. And that's 4 of the last 5 batters that have all grounded out against Bigley. And that'll bring up Grant Gallagher. Mentioned the injuries before for Kansas State, but they have had to roll out some different guys like Nick English and Chandler Murray today, even Caden Carl, who's in the on-deck circle, because of the injuries that they have had. And one of the more remarkable things about this Jayhawk team has been the fact that they have not had any major injuries to their front group, be it on the mound or in the playing lineup. Here's some of the big injuries for K-State that have been catastrophic for them, as you see a strike to Gallagher. You had Carson Liggett, who was a top reliever, maybe the closer for K-State, and Dante Lewis, Saturday starter. Starting center fielder and Robbie Boland, and then the starting left fielder and Carlos Vasquez, all gone for the Wildcats. And it helps look at the standings in the Big 12, and the teams that are near the top are the ones that have stayed relatively injury-free, while the ones that are at the bottom part of the Big 12 are the ones that have had to deal with a lot of injuries. And it just isn't the depth anymore in the college game to be able to protect yourself once you start to lose. I mean, 1 or 2 guys is what everybody deals with, but we're talking like once you get to 3 to 4 big injuries, boy, that really starts to get too deep.
And if it's a top of your pitching rotation or reliever, that hurts even more than the offensive part, because the pitching depth isn't as what it was a few years ago because of the draft.
Gallagher will swing and miss. Strikeout number 5 for Vagley. He has set down 4 in a row and 9 of the last 10. Lincoln Sheffield back to work for another inning for the Wildcats as he operates here in the 7th, bottom third of the Jayhawk order due up. Jayhawk team that has been red hot coming into play today, the last month and a half of the season, after a somewhat up and down non-conference part of the schedule. The last 16 games, which covers the last month plus, they have won 15 of 16 to zoom out to the top of the league. 15-4 and 31-11. Swing and a miss by Osoria, who has homered today and popped out.
Started him off with a good changeup. Came back with a breaking pitch.
Yeah, I would think right now you would not want to put anything over the heart of the strike zone to this guy. Two and one to Osoria. Second team All Big 12 a year ago, hit .324, hit 9 homers, drove in nearly 50. So not surprising to see him do what he's done. It's just taken 2 months to get there for the senior. Fouled away right side. There is a little bit of wind, but not enough to push this back into fair territory, and that comes down and hits somebody behind the Jayhawk dugout.
Yeah, right in the hands. It was trying to come back a little bit. Yeah.
Action in both bullpens as the starting pitchers operate here in the 7th. And ball 4 to Osoria. Leadoff man on for the Jayhawks. We mentioned how hot they've been. Of course, a lot of talk about Kansas now that their RPI inside the top 20. Could they, in fact, get a host in Lawrence for a regional and postseason? We asked Dan Fitzgerald about that this week. Hannah with more on that.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. Talking about, KU in those national conversations with Dan Fitzgerald, we asked him, do you think you're playing your best baseball? And he just said, I think we're trending there. We're getting towards it. He said he thinks his team ceiling is still well ahead of them. He said they've been moving towards it in the last few weeks, and that's reflected in the stats. They've won 14 of their last 15 games and sit atop the Big 12 Conference.
Yeah, that was coming into yesterday. Thank you, Hannah. Appreciate that. Dan Fitzgerald very much about, let's not worry about what they're saying out there. Let's go and worry about our own stuff. Line out to Inouye, could not double up Osoria. Shift pays off for K-State.
One of those where think about dropping it on purpose, and they will call it out regardless, but you try to get the base runner to take off, seeing the ball down. So
now Schlotterbeck. And a strike to the number 9 hitter, who in yesterday's game was able to double, drive in a run, reach on a hit by pitch. But was hit into a double play and grounded out on a fine play by Gallagher to third, 0-2.
change up followed by the slider. And on the hands, under the hands.
Slow roller left side. Kennedy charges. Only play to first, and he makes it.
It's a great pitch. Cats were a little unlucky that it wasn't hit very well. Couldn't turn the double play. KU now has the tying run at second base in scoring position with 2 outs.
Top of the order gets the beginning of the 4th time through and the 4th look at Sheffield. Bach has singled on the infield and struck out twice. As you see there, 18 straight games reaching base for Bach. Big reason why he's atop the order, 2-0.
Come on, Shep, let's go.
440 on base percentage coming into play today for the transfer from SIUE. That was a team that came in and played K-State in the non-conference earlier this year. He was all conference last year. SIUE, part of the Valley. Pick off play to second. Last year, Bach hit 11 home runs, had 19 doubles, stole 12 bags, nearly 1,000 OPS, hit .309. Career 300 hitter through 2 years there. Didn't get the call to 3-0.
You know, that was a breaking pitch too. Moving down with the sink of the breaking pitch, I think that would have maybe caught the knees.
3-1. Bach, by the way, before he was at SIUE, guess where he played? In Northeast Oklahoma A&M.
How about that?
How about that, Mike Clark?
Golden Norseman.
3-1. Back-to-back, or 2 walks, bookending this inning right now, I should say, but 2 outs, 2 on by way of a walk. Just the second and third free passes given by Lincoln Sheffield. And that'll bring up Baldridge, the switch hitter, who has gone 3 for 3 off of Sheffield to this point. And Pete Hughes is on his way to the mound. And he'll point to the bullpen. That'll be it for Lincoln Sheffield, who will get a deserved loud ovation from this Wildcat family and crowd here at the ballpark. Great effort again today when K-State needed it from Lincoln Sheffield.
Big time effort. Really tell Pete Hughes and the K-Staters beforehand if he could get us into the 7th inning with a lead. He's done a tremendous job, and he did. Rick Nix's pitches, just a tremendous job.
Tell you who the new pitcher is when we come back. Left-hander Adam Arthur, who has been a key reliever for the Wildcats and used a lot as of late, will come in with 2 on, 2 out. Try and nail down the final out on the top of the 7th in a 1-run game in the Dillon Sunflower Showdown. 401st edition. A series that dates back to 1897. Here's a look at Arthur, native of California, in his 3rd year with the program. But his last 8 games, he's had an ERA of 2.45, 13 strikeouts in 7 1/3 innings. He will step in to face the switch-hitting Cade Baldridge, who is 3 for 3 so far in the game. All of those against Lincoln Sheffield. He has never had a 4-hit game. Transfer from Cowley County. And he'll try and do so against Arthur here in the 7th with a tying run at 2nd and a go-ahead run at 1st. Side-arming Arthur delivers ball 1. Arthur has deceptive pitch speed, upper 80s fastball. He's hit 92 a couple of times this year, but dealing from that sidearm delivery, it is very difficult to pick up. Mostly fastball sliders. Picking at the outside corner, he misses. It is 2-0.
Being a little too careful.
Well, that part of the strike zone has not been given any grace.
Right.
By the home plate umpire, so difficult to get a call out there. Comes inside, a little jam shot right to D. Kennedy at short. Arthur does his job out of the pen, leaves a couple stranded. The Wildcats coming to the plate with a little Wabash Cannonball firing off at Tointon Family Stadium when we return. Wabash Cannonball firing off at Tointon Family Stadium as we welcome you back to the bottom of the 7th inning. Another great home crowd for Kansas State as they try to even up this series at a game apiece, with the rubber match slated for tomorrow afternoon. Ryan Smoller, Mike Clark, Hannah Whetstone, our entire crew with you here on this Saturday afternoon. This is about the time we would have been starting had the original start time been held in place, but with storms expected to fire up late this afternoon into tonight, everybody moved it up. They agreed that was the wise decision. And so here we are. It's been a fun game.
Oh, it's been a great game. You know, the crowd's been into it, particularly when the KU bench was egging the crowd on. It was a little bit of everything. And you know, if you're looking for something to do tomorrow, please come out to the ballpark, because 2 very good ball clubs playing against each other with a lot of excitement and a lot of intensity. And you never know what you'll see tomorrow. It's going to be a completely different game.
Caden Carl, as K-State tries to add to their 1-run lead. Dominic Begley will open this inning on the bench. To the bullpen go the Jayhawks. Ryan Ritter is in. First pitch swinging is popped up by Carl, left side, out to Ballinger, and he'll make the grab for out number 1. So we told you about this great bullpen of the Jayhawks, and here is the first arm out of the pen today, Ryan Ritter. Season he's put together, a transfer from St. Thomas, so he is not from the junior college ranks. He is from the lower mid-major ranks. Part-time starter, 12 appearances, 7 starts last year, 4.08 ERA. Great fastball, slider mix. You can see that fastball, a lot of ride on that 95-mile-per-hour fastball that can ride in on right-handers. Chandler Murray tied up on the first swing. Slider misses in, 1-1. Fastball nearly 50% of the time, slider a third of the time, and then a curve, a cutter, and a change, but we do not see those very often from Ritter. It's mostly the fastball with that great riding action, and then the slider. And he hits Murray on the hand. K-State a little bit cautious of that just because of what happened with Carlos Vasquez against Oklahoma State. Usually you get hit anywhere in the hand wrist area. That's not great.
And see that big ride, the good ride into the right-handed hitter with that fastball. That was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right on the hand.
K-State's going to send up a pinch hitter here for Austin Haley. It'll be Micah Kendrick who will pinch hit. Micah started in yesterday's game for K-State and went 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts. Chance here with a runner at first to try and advance him. And he takes strike one.
That was the slider. Backdoor slider on the outside part of the plate.
Fouled away by Kendrick.
Another slider.
Dominic Bagley went 6 innings through 90 pitches and is the pitcher of record. He only gave up 4 hits, but 2 of them were long home runs to D. Kennedy that accounted for the 3 runs. Too far off the plate.
That was the changeup.
Late break. Murray's going to swipe second.
And
The ball's in center field, so he'll go on to third. So there's the chaos that we talked about earlier that K-State likes to employ. A delayed steal and a throwing error by Munguia.
And was not recognized at all until way late. He was going to be safe even if they catch the ball, but the throw wasn't set. Throw is up high. Little miscommunication between who was covering the base. Kansas State now is going to call an offensive timeout. KU's infield will come in.
College baseball, you get 6 mound visits. You are allowed 3 offensive timeouts. And Austin Waits is going to use one of those offensive timeouts now to talk with Micah Kendrick and Nick English. You got a runner at third, less than 2 outs. Kendrick is not known for his patience at the plate. Maybe a word from Pete or from Austin Waits on what to swing at if he's going to swing to try and get that runner in from third base. He goes down and gets a 2-2 pitch, lips it into left field, bluffed by Murray to get the throw from Ballinger, but it's not deep enough to score the run, and now there are 2 outs.
Come on, Dick, let's go.
Made contact. That one needed to make contact, but pitch was away and just didn't get it squared up to where he could drive it. Cats are needing a 2-out base hit here, or for KU to help a little bit.
Nick English, the Kansas native who has walked and scored today. Oh for 2 otherwise, but one of the few base runners today. A chance in a big spot. Slider away for ball 1. Riding inside again on the fastball. 2-0. D. Kennedy waits in the wings. If you're K-State, all you want is Kennedy to somehow get a chance.
You'll get a pitch to hit here, I would imagine. No.
Sliders away and a fastball in. You can see Munguia telling his pitcher Ritter to calm down, maybe a little too pumped up. English taking all the way here, you would think. And it's ball 4. Another walk. That's 4 walks in this series earned by Nick English, and he gets on ahead of Dean Kennedy, who strides to the plate, a homer and a stolen base shy of being a 2020 man in college baseball. And the Wildcats don't need a home run from Kennedy. They wouldn't turn it down.
Got all sorts of things going on. KU's going over first and third steal. They're gonna talk about it here, because there is a lot. You've got.
I just saw when you said that Brandon Scott, who's the 4th-year pitching coach for Kansas, he jumped up the steps to talk to Dan Fitzgerald, and I think that conversation was being had. K-State loves to run the pickle play, to steal runs, get a guy in a rundown between first and second, and then try and get a guy in from third to score. And as a coach, you're wanting to make sure that everybody understands what you're doing out there.
The thing about maybe not doing the pickle play is you've got your best hitter and RBI person up at the plate. If you are successful, KU or go ahead and steal, regardless of what it is, they probably will say, well, okay, we'll trade, we'll walk Kennedy.
True.
And go with Inouye with the bases loaded. Percentage-wise, might be a better deal. Probably is a better deal for him than pitching to Kennedy here.
2 home runs today for Kennedy and a double. First pitch, over to Schlotterbeck, and he'll take care of it on a throw to first. The inning ends. K-State leaves 2 stranded. They've left 5 on. It's still a 1-run game through 7 in the Sunflower Showdown in Manhattan.
Welcome back to the Sunflower Showdown here on ESPN. Well, KU head coach Dan Fitzgerald talked to our broadcast team before the series about the importance of his team trusting the process. He talked about when you look too far ahead and you're not focused on the here and the now, you miss the opportunity to get better. He told us tomorrow needs to get here in order to do it, but if we don't take advantage of today, then when we get to tomorrow, he said we're unprepared or we're disappointed. When you look too far forward, you miss the opportunity to get better today.
Thank you, Hannah. And part of that process of taking just each pitch at a time is getting the leadoff hitter on in every inning. And here they go. The Jayhawks down a run, get the leadoff man on in the 8th from a guy in LeBlanc who had been hitless in the series until that swing.
Well, and that's KU baseball this year. Up and down the lineup, you may have had Ofer for the last game and the 2 or 3 at-bats here. They're going to give you a competitive at-bat every time. Cats are looking for a ground ball. Already turned 2 double plays today.
Way outside to Ballinger, and it's 2-0. Action starting up in K-State's pen behind Arthur. Big home run cut by Ballinger, 2-1. He was swinging out of his shoes.
That's what you do, 2-0. Let it loose.
Expecting fastball and got it. It's just, again,
missed it.
That arm angle, it's difficult. 2-1, gets one, right to Kennedy. He boots it. And everybody will be safe. Kennedy, who had issues yesterday defensively, and while he was probably thinking about trying to turn 2, at least 1 out could have been for sure gotten. Instead, nothing, and 2 on.
Kansas State got exactly what they wanted. But just trying to rush through things rather than point, first thing, catch the ball. Second thing, then to get to the bag. But now see if KU is going to play a little small ball here.
They're going to use an offensive timeout. Stan Fitzgerald wants the entirety of the team to get together.
I don't know if Margarita has sacrificed bunted that much.
He has not had a sack bunt yet this year. The offensive timeout broken up. Mungarieta is headed to the plate. Last at bat, got his best swing of the series. Taking the first pitch he saw, lining it to left field, caught up against the wall by Nick English. As you saw there, a lot of strikeouts so far. He'll get his first look at Arthur. And we'll see if the bunt is on. The answer is no. At least not for the first pitch. Two and 0 from Arthur.
Gonna have to put a pretty good pitch in here. Can't put it over the center of the plate. Still looking for another ground ball.
Got it, but it was fouled. 2 and 1. Mungarieta made that error last half inning and ended up not being a problem for the Jayhawks. 2-1 pitch coming. He swings, misses at a fastball. 2-2.
Took the fastball away. Good tail away from the right-handed hitter.
Fouled away. Murray will give it a look, but it's just a few feet out of his reach. Saw a car behind that stands, or those stands down the right field line, take one off the windshield yesterday. Left a pretty good spider web.
Yep. New windshield.
Mungarieta will flirt with that parking lot again. Those trees that are behind that grandstand, protecting what few car parking spots are right there, are the only trees left. What used to be pine trees all the way around this ballpark. Swing and a miss. Arthur pulls the string and gets the strikeout.
That was a great slider. You see, Margarita was looking at fastball away. He was lunging out at it, and that ball broke back. Inside, tied him up. Really nice pitch.
Look at Pete Hughes in the background. He was fired up on that pitch by Adam Arthur to get the strikeout. 1 out. Nice and Owens.
It was a pretty good looking pitch.
Back here, make it 1-1.
It was the hardest pitch that Arthur's thrown, 89 miles an hour.
Little number out towards center is going to fall in. Carl will field it on the hop around third. Here comes LeBlanc. The game is tied. And the air looms large now for K-State. The lead run at third.
And threw a slider, and it just stayed up in the zone enough for Owens to get enough on it. Did a real nice job hitting, stayed closed, and just took it right up the middle.
You have Osorio, the right-hander, coming up. K-State's got other arms in their bullpen, and they will make a change. Adam Arthur will step out of the ball game. Not all his fault, with an error defensively that led to the Jayhawks being able to tie this game up here in the 8th inning. This is what they've done all season. Wildcat bullpen trying to keep it here when we return. Well, coming up here in about a month, it'll be the 2026 Big 12 Championship presented by Allstate down in Surprise, Arizona. First time ever hosted down in Surprise, Arizona. Single elimination format. First couple of days will be just the lower seeds playing to advance to the top 8 teams who all have byes. You can see the bracket if you go to Big12Sports.com. Arizona won last year in 10 innings. I'm not sure if it's because they won, they got the chance to host. I don't know if that's how that worked out, but it seems like that could be a cool little caveat if you wanted to do that at the Big 12 Championship. I always missed the days when it was down in Oklahoma City.
Yep.
It was such a great drivable location for many teams in the Big 12 Conference. Now, of course, the league is all spread out. It's a little bit different, but it'll be Surprise Arizona this year, which may be good news for K-State. The Wildcats are 7-1 in the state of Arizona this year. Miles Smith out of the bullpen for K-State to take over. The lead run at third. Mungarieta at first. Osorio, a hot hitter at the plate, on the first pitch fouled away for strike one.
When you have a hot hitter, sometimes you don't run on the first 2 pitches. Give him 2 strikes to do something with, and then if you're going to run, do it after that. But give him an opportunity to get his swings in. He's squaring the ball up pretty good this weekend. So
1-1 to Osorio, who was homered today and walked. You can see there, this series, 5 for 6 games, and then what he was doing the previous 7. And that included a pretty good day against Nebraska last Tuesday. Ground ball off the mitt of Smith, right to second, and Inouye misplays it into center. Another error by K-State in this inning, in what could have been an inning-ending double play, and the Jayhawks will take the lead.
Well, first of all, the ball got tipped by Smith, and then the overspin on that ball hopped way up on Inouye. And with the combination of trying to get in position to feel the ball and touch the base, just misfortune. 2 big errors here in this inning.
That is 6 errors by Kansas State defensively on the infield in the last 2 days for an infield that has been arguably the Big 12's best when it comes to defense this year.
Now, pitchers on both, in this inning, the pitchers have made the pitches they needed to. And in essence, it's given KU 5 outs right now to work with in this inning, and there's still only 1 out in first and third.
That has popped up. Carl is taking charge of this. He's got a good arm. Here comes the run from third, and the throw not in time. An insurance run added on for the Jayhawks. 3 in the inning. Two errors in this inning have allowed 3 runs to score for the Jayhawks.
Good job of hitting, got it deep enough. As Kansas State, the inning, the bottom of that last inning in the 7th, Their fly ball with a runner in third, less than 2 outs, was not deep enough. This one was deep enough. A good job of hitting.
Ground ball to Kennedy. He'll throw out Schlotterbeck, and that'll end the frame. 7 to the plate for the Jayhawks. They score 3 thanks to 2 errors by K-State. West Virginia Cincinnati got suspended last night in the 12th inning due to heavy rain. They come back today, and West Virginia able to get 4 in that resumed game and wins at 9-5. Oklahoma State trying to finish off Texas Tech and get a series win down in Lubbock. BYU trying to rally back after Arizona got them in game 1. Same for Houston. Utah also trying to answer back. They're playing 2 today against UCF. Baylor, Arizona State later tonight. Arizona State won last night, and then West Virginia, Cincinnati underway in the second game. The Bearcats trying to win and even that series. Here in Manhattan, Kansas State now behind 5-3, and that will mean Bodie Ray time. Closer for the Jayhawks, who can go multiple innings. He comes in. Ryan Ritter does his job in 1 inning of work, and now it's Bodie Ray. The straight over-the-top delivery to begin to Inoue, who was part of those 2 errors the last inning that led to 3 unearned runs for the Jayhawks. And ball 1 from Ray as he misses on the inside corner. One and one.
Wildcats now can't let that last top of the inning affect their at-bats here. Again, allow the line to move.
1-2. Ray will primarily throw his changeup first, which is what you just saw there, and then his fastball afterward. But he is pretty much even split. A little bit more changeups than fastballs this year. Inoue goes down and golfs one out towards right field, and it's banging off the monster in right. Inoue rounds first. He'll scoot into second with a leadoff double here in the 8th inning.
That was a changeup that stayed up. And Inoue did a nice job pulling it down the line. It's about thigh high and right into his swing path. And the Cats answer with a double, and still very much in the game, 5-3. You got to keep moving the line. Another quality at bat needed here.
Per Madliak 0 for 3, a couple of ground outs. And we'll see a slider from Ray, or the curveball, I should say. That's in for a strike. That's pitch number 3 for Ray that he often throws. Has a slider and a cutter, but rarely throws them. Trying to get a ground ball from Madliak, and it's 0-2. We'll want to try and get it all back on one swing, you know, is high for Madliak, but State just hoping to advance Inoue at the very least. Ray about slipped off the mound as he pitched that one home. He leaves his look at Inoue at second for a very long time as he gets into the windup. Slipping a bit off the mound. Fastball chopped foul. Or another changeup, I should say, chopped foul. Talked about this yesterday, but you don't see many straight over the top deliveries anymore.
I mean, not only is he late picking up home plate, but his head is at an angle when he throws over the top.
6'6", 240. Slips and misses low.
I mean, his head's almost sideways. when he delivers the pitch to home plate.
He's been the difference maker. Last 6 games, he's only allowed 1 run in 12 1/3 with 16 strikeouts. Slips again as the ball is fouled away by Madliak.
Really throwing against that front foot.
Madliak got jammed. A fastball at 93.
They're having a good at bat here. And the K-State bench see a lot of pitches.
Come on, Bear. Line drive, let's go.
Two and two. Yes, at this point, wondering if someone needs to run out longer spikes for Ray. All sorts of footing issues. Sharply hit, but right at LeBlanc.
Everybody.
1 out.
Good pitch, curveball down. Got Bear to roll over it. Routine ground ball to the shortstop.
Come on, AJ, let's go.
Base hit today for Evasco. Two for 6 so far, or 2 for 5, I should say, so far through 2 games in this series. He's hit an 11 straight. Evasco drives one down the right field line. That's a foul ball into the corner. One of the harder hit balls from AJ Evasco here as of late. He was right on that pitch.
It was a changeup, 86 miles an hour that he was ready for. Just got out in front of it just a little bit.
Does it again. Could not keep it fair. 0-2. Breaking ball bounces in. 1-2 to AJ Evasco. Trying to see if he would chase one. Blake Felix is going to walk the ball out to the mound.
I think the catcher may have got dinged on that play.
I would agree. Gurrieta was taking a minute to make sure that he was all good. Veteran umpiring there, giving the catcher a moment to breathe. Evasco goes the other way. Ballinger, though, is there and makes the grab. Well, Evasco squared it up but couldn't find a gap, and there are 2 gone.
Hit it well. Got the fastball up. Put a good charge into it, but 2 outs now, still runner at second base.
Ball 1 to Gallagher. 3 hits here yesterday, struggled so far in the game today. That was mostly against, in fact, all against Dominic Bagley. Way upstairs, 2-0 to Grant Gallagher.
2 breaking pitches that couldn't find the zone. Sitting on a fastball here. Want to get a good charge into it.
2-1.
Fastball outside part of the plate wasn't what he was looking for location-wise.
Three and one. Caden Carl would be the next batter.
Kind of lost his breaking pitch right now.
Yep.
Time to sit just right on a fastball. He goes.
Fastballs have been it. Yep.
Yep. If he goes that outside part, go the opposite way, which Grant has done. And that wasn't a fastball. I think might have been out of the zone or a changeup.
Full count to Gallagher. Ball four instead.
Good take. So the tying runs are on base now.
Okay, let's go.
Talked about this earlier. Caden Carl in a big moment. He has been forced into the lineup the last 20 games because of the injuries to K-State. They have had two center fielders go down, and so Carl was the next man up, and he had largely delivered. He's had a rough week, but a big spot here for him against the rival Jayhawks. Carl for the first pitch, drives it deep to left, and it's gone, a home run! What a story, Caden Carl, 453 feet to left, and K-State is right back in the lead.
Well, we talked about how Ray was struggling with his breaking pitch, so you could sit on a fastball, and that's exactly what he did. Looking for a fastball, it was up, belt high, inside part of the plate, and put a big charge in it. We've seen him hit long home runs. I can think of one to center field that went well over 450.
And now Chandler Murray with a base hit to left.
And that was a breaking pitch, and he did a nice job staying back on it. And a great job by the Cats getting the base runners, quality at-bats, and then Caden Carl delivering a big-time pitch. Big-time home run, I should say.
What a swing by Carl, and what a story. I mean, for this guy, we shelled the injuries earlier, and a guy that wasn't even supposed to be playing every day for K-State this year may have just hit one of the biggest hits of the year. Well, maybe certainly one of the biggest hits of the year. What does it lead to is now the question the rest of this game. Now Micah Kendrick as Ray showing the first signs of not being effective for him in over a month. And there is activity in the Jayhawk bullpen.
Well, and I wonder if him not having a firm, his foot was slipping, not having a firm stance when he came down, a good base, that's a word I'm looking for, may have attributed to him not being able to locate the breaking pitch, and then the Cats could sit on the fastball.
Yeah, even throwing just changeups and fastballs, eventually you're going to get caught. He's not. There isn't enough. In the case of Ray, he's got to have that threat of the slider still there. He's got 93. We've seen the 93, 94 heater, but his changeup is only 86. There's not enough of a change in speed there to be able to just rely on those two pitches.
Got to have the breaking pitch with it.
After the meeting on the mound, saw Toby Scheidt getting warm in the bullpen. He's the third part of that three-headed monster out of the pen for the Jayhawks. This game far from over, folks. The way the Jayhawks swing the bat and have come from behind in every game. One and two to Kendrick. Nick English in the on-deck circle. A two-out walk to Grant Gallagher leads to a two-out, three-run homer from Caden Carl. Kendrick squares one up to center field. Going back, it's over the head of Owens. Bounding up against the wall. Murray rounds third. He will score. And an insurance run for K-State on a double by Kendrick. And this place is lit.
Another breaking pitch, but this one hung again. And he put a charge in to completely fool Owens. Owens looked like he was just going to make a regular play, and then he reaches up, and all of a sudden it's over his head. And that ball was really, really hit well. And you can't have too many runs against the Jayhawks, as good as they are coming from behind. A big insurance run.
And that's going to be it for Bodie Ray. What a story he's been all year as the closer for the Jayhawks. But for the first time in over a month, he shows a little bit of weakness and is roughed up by the Wildcats here today in the 8th inning, blowing a 2-run lead, giving up 4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll depart. Toby Scheidt is in. Nick English to the plate with 2 outs and a runner at second when we return. Toby Scheidt will be the new pitcher to take over. He finished out yesterday's game getting the last 2 outs to make sure the run rule stayed in place when K-State was threatening to extend the game. ERA under 4. He, along with Ritter and Ray, have pitched a lot this year in relief. Ritter, who already threw today, 26 appearances. This is 22 for Scheidt. And it'll be his 6th appearance in the last 8 games and the 4th straight game that he's pitched in. And he'll come in to face Nick English. K-State, a little 2-out rally, have scored all 4 runs in this inning off of Bodie Ray. A double, a ground out, a fly out, then a walk, a homer, single, and a double. Chase Bodie Ray as he blows a potential save. And the Wildcats with the 4-run frame up 2 on the rival Jayhawks. Here's Nick English. He has walked twice, and he takes the pitch up for ball 1 from the side-arming Toby Scheidt.
Completely different arm angle. Lower than 3/4, almost sidearm.
This pitch hit well out towards left center field. Long way to go, and it is banging off the wall. Another double by K-State as English slides into second base. And the Wildcats, a 5-run bottom of the 8th. And all 5 runs will go on the line of Bodie Ray.
Nope, just great job of hitting. That was a slider that did not slide and was right over the middle of the plate. And he was a foot from that leaving the ballpark. That was right under the yellow line in left center field.
And Kennedy is going to be intentionally walked.
And the Cats bat around.
Yes, they will.
Here in the 8th inning.
So the respect by the Jayhawks of Kennedy and what he's done. Then he'll get it back to Inouye, who doubled off the right field wall to start this inning.
They're having a little communication problem, maybe.
Earpiece up in the hat. I want to make sure that the pitcher Scheidt can hear. 2 on, 2 out. 6 consecutive Wildcats have reached base, and now Inouye, who doubled to start the inning. And way inside to Inouye. Inouye did not face
Let's go.
Scheidt yesterday. Kennedy and Madliak were the only 2 that faced him yesterday, and both struck out. Kennedy now at first. Doesn't appear we'll get a shot to try and get to that 2020 club today. One and one.
Run that slider in under his hands.
It away. Grounder to second. Aldridge will throw it over to first, and will end the frame, but Kansas State sends 10 to the plate. Caden Carl with a 3-run home run to put K-State up in front. Kansas State sends 10 to the plate, and they get 5 runs in the 8th inning to go up 8-5 on the Jayhawks, and now are just 3 outs away from evening this series, and the Sunflower Showdown had a game apiece. What a game. Great pitching and now timely hitting, and a big 8th inning for both teams. As we move to the 9th, Miles Smith, who came in to put it into the 8th inning, will get a chance to close it out here in the 9th. Top of the order for the Jayhawks. Just up.
Murray's protecting the line there at first base. Cats have a shift on. Outfield is playing pretty much straight up. Good slider. Can swing over the top.
Miles Smith, another guy that K-State has relied on a lot lately and has really come on at the end of his senior season. Fastball, cutter, slider, this combination. 1-2 line over Kennedy's head into center field. K-State had the shift perfectly placed, but Kennedy couldn't come up with it.
That ball was moving. It was smoked. That was a slider, stayed up. Bach just drove it right over Kennedy's head. Had kind of a hook to it. I think it fooled. I think he was ready to jump, and the ball was already past him.
Action has started in K-State's pen again as Cade Baldridge to the plate. 3 hits today for Baldridge. Looking for his first ever 4-hit game, and ball 1 on the outside corner from Smith. We heard from Hannah earlier about this Jayhawk team, just 1 pitch at a time. They trust the process, they stay in it. They don't get down easy. Flied it the other way by Baldridge, and he fouls it off. That was the way he went for a home run back in day 1 of the series yesterday. That was Tazwell Butler that we just saw that was warming up in the bullpen for K-State. Just as insurance, Butler, who operated as the closer early this year for K-State. Cats again without their closer. And now Smith hits Baldridge, and the tying run coming to the plate with nobody out here in the 9th inning.
Well, you knew the Jayhawks were not going to go quietly. They've had too much success coming from behind in games.
Udero, pitching coach for the Cats, out to the hill to talk with Miles Smith.
I think Bear's going to have a meeting before Rudy gets out there.
Catcher of the Cats delivering a message to his infield. Now, uncharacteristically this weekend, whether it's the pressure of the moment, the series, whatever, K-State defensively has not looked like themselves, and it has been costly. Now Pete Hughes is out to talk with Blake Felix, the home plate umpire. I think he wants confirmation on something.
LeBlanc, who got his first hit of the series last time up.
Keyed that 3-run inning.
In the 8th inning.
After the first pitch, and he fouled it away. Little cutter from Miles Smith.
15 home runs, 45 RBIs from LeBlanc.
Out of Louisiana, played at the junior college level at LSU Eunice, if that's how you say it, last year. One and one. Ground ball through the shift of K-State. Carl fields it. A run will score. It is 8-6.
Good job hitting by LeBlanc. They're just moving the line just like Kansas State did in the 8th inning. Got a fastball. Just drove it in between Inouye and Kennedy. And still nobody out. 8-6.
And now Ballinger. One of the heroes of yesterday's game. And a pitch outside for ball one. Still nobody out. Single, hit by pitch, single for the Jayhawks to open the 9th after giving up a 5-run 8th inning. It's been the magic of this team this year. All the comebacks. Looking for another one against their rivals.
Had a big cut at that fastball. K-State with the shift on, and Gallagher deep at third base.
Fouled away. So now 1-2 to Ballinger. Wildcats just looking for the first out here in the 9th. Now with a 2-run cushion, but the 2 runs to tie the game are on base. Ballinger calling time as he needed to rearrange the protective gear on his lead hand.
Just about got him.
Badly fooled.
Fastball outside part of the plate. Really nice pitch. Just throw a changeup in that same location, might get him out in front.
Hammered foul. One of the problems for Smith on the mound has been that he does not have a changeup or a off-speed. He has slider and a cutter, but nothing soft. Everything's kind of hard and moving, but he doesn't have that off-speed pitch that can just really change your timing. Ballinger getting more and more squaring up on the pitches from Smith here as the at-bat lengthens. 2-2.
It's a good 1-2 pitch just off the plate. Good, great location.
Full count.
Decision time. Need to put it in there with confidence.
Fouled away. What an at-bat here by Ballinger. Expect nothing less. 10th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Pitch number 11.
Got to keep challenging him.
Well, this is where not having that off-speed pitch really hurts because you have a guy that's now in protect mode. He's just going to foul off pitches. He had something that could change speeds and really get him out in front. Lifts one to left. Did he get enough? English is at the wall. It is gone! A 3-run homer! Ballinger has done it. He has given the Jayhawks the lead in the 9th.
Continued foul-off pitches. Cats kept the ball away. That is maybe not even a strike, but it was up. And he was able to get just enough to get it over the wall in left field. Still nobody out. Cats need to keep it right there. 9-8 now. KU with the lead.
1-1.
Not a good pitch.
One and two.
Good fastball and on the hands.
Mugarieta becomes out number one. And a tough weekend for him. 4 strikeouts today. And now Owens. But how about this Jayhawk team? They just keep doing what they've done over the last month and a half. Gave up a 5 spot, not rattled. Single, hit by pitch, single, homer. Strike 1 to Owens. In the bottom of the 9th, the Wildcats will send up Madliak, Evasco, Gallagher if anybody gets on the hero of the 8th, Caden Carl. One and one.
Really good slider, a little cut fastball, caught the outside part of the plate.
Trying to come down and in on them, 2-2. 7 runs in the last 2 innings by the Jayhawks against the K-State bullpen. Lincoln Sheffield started and was dominant through the 7th. Owens hits one a mile. Owens took his time getting out of the batter's box, and Blake Felix, the home plate umpire, was quickly out to send him on his way. As Blake Madliak did not appreciate him standing there, but a bomb by Owens makes it 10-8.
Again, that ball was crushed. Fastball, outside part of the plate, butt up again, and Owens tattooed it left center field. And KU has now matched K-State's 5 spot in the top of the 9th.
Pitching change for the Wildcats. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we return. After K-State scored 5 in the bottom of the 8th, 5 in the top of the 9th by the Jayhawks, have chased Miles Smith from the game, who gave up all 5 in an inning of work. And now it's Tazewell Butler who will come in for K-State, as the Wildcats' lack of a back of the bullpen arm has been their undoing in many a conference game this year, where they've held leads in the 8th inning. 6 games in the Big 12, the Wildcats have had the 8th inning lead and have lost. And this could be another, unless they can turn it around in the bottom of the 9th. They had an 8-5 lead going to the 9th inning. But Miles Smith gave up a hit batter, a single, a homer, strikeout, homer, and now he is gone. And Tazewell Butler in to face Osorio with the bases empty and 1 out.
Butler needs to keep the catch right there. Cats offense has scored 8 runs in the game, and swinging the bat really good in the last inning.
Strike 1 from Butler. Saw the numbers on Butler, who began the year as a candidate for the closing position. It does have 3 saves. And he'll give up a base hit to Osorio, who stays hot. Carl cuts it off to keep Osorio to a single.
Yeah, fastball. Osorio, just everything is squared up right now this weekend for him.
And that'll bring up Dykhoff. One for 3 with an RBI. Sac fly his last time up and over the top of that pitch.
Cats with the shift on. Breaking pitch.
Butler has that tight 12-6 breaking curve. It's not a huge break, but it is a tight, steady top to bottom break. Now when it's on, it's very difficult to hit. That's his primary pitch beyond the fastball.
It's all right. change his eyesight. Come up with a pitch up out of the zone, 0-2.
Strike 3 call. 94.
Nice fastball, knee high. Good extension on it. Really good zip, 94 miles an hour right there.
Not much you could do with that if you're Dykhoff. 2 outs, 9th man to hit, Dylan Schlotterbeck. And in the bottom of the 9th, K-State will have to chase 2 to try and tie the game, and it'll start with Madliak, Evasco, and Gallagher. Ball.
Left it up high.
Osorio nearly fell off the bag, trying to return back.
Come on, Blue. Jesus.
Just off the plate.
Yep, just hasn't given that pitch.
Nope. Been there. It's been that way all night or all afternoon. So Blake Felix, to his credit, has been very consistent. That's only a strike. 2-1. Give home plate umpires a tough time when they're not calling a good game, but for the most part, Blake Felix has had a pretty good game today.
Yep.
Hasn't felt like it's been too outlandish. There's been maybe 1 or 2 that have been inconsistent, but for the most part, it's been pretty consistent as far as the strike zone.
Yep. There hasn't been too much barking from either side.
That is hit well out towards left center field, but Caden Carl, the deepest part of the park, has got a circle on it. He'll make the grab for the 3rd out. Carl will be part of the Wildcat bottom of the 9th if anybody can get on base. Ballinger, though, with a big hit the opposite way, a 3-run homer, and the Jayhawks go back in front with a 5 spot of their own. House here today at Toyton Family Stadium, getting to see a good one. Kansas and K-State trading blows as we go into the bottom of the 9th. The Wildcats with a 5 spot to go up in the 8th inning, 8-5, but the Jayhawks answer with a 5-run 9th and put themselves in front 10-8. And so it'll be up to the Cats to try and get 2 against very good reliever Toby Scheit. They did knock out and knock around Bodie Ray for 5 runs in just 2/3 of an inning. K-State did. Ryan Ritter has already thrown an inning, and now it's Scheit who faced Madliak and struck him out in last night's game. This is here, 2-0.
Good take on 2 pitches just off the plate outside.
That's the part of the zone that Blake Felix has been consistent but has not granted anybody. Dan Fitzgerald was way out of the dugout. I don't know if he was going to call time, but looked like he was headed, I think, to the hill or to talk to the home plate umpire, but the pitch was already being thrown. Shot to 3rd. Schlotterbeck's been strong at 3rd base, and he's had a lot of action. 1 out in the 9th.
Fastball kept it in on his hands. Wasn't able to extend. Rolled over the ground ball to 3rd base. Cats are looking for a base runner.
A.J. Ivasco has reached twice, once by way of a walk and an infield single. He has flied out twice since, including once to left field on a great play by Ballinger earlier. Narrowly missed some extra bases down the left or right field line. Or was it yesterday we saw Ballinger got one just inside the line down there. Look, when it's going right as a team and for baseball, that stuff falls in.
Yep.
When it's not going right, it just falls foul. 0-2 to Ivasco, who did not face Scheidt in yesterday's game. Two outs in the ninth.
0-2 pitch came with the heat up out of the zone. Vasco chased it. Two outs. Grant Gallagher's job is to get on base.
To Gallagher.
Scheidt stayed ahead, gotten ahead, stayed ahead. Put the pressure on the K-State hitters. Rolling over that pitch.
No doubles defense by the Jayhawks. They've got their outfielders playing very deep. They'll concede a single. Try and keep a big inning from happening. Jayhawk fans that have been behind the dugout up on their feet. Strikeout by Scheidt to end it. The Jayhawks come into Manhattan and take the series. Six straight wins by the Jayhawks in the series so far against the Wildcats dating back to last year.
Got a little talking going on between the teams right now.
Yep.
Need to get that shut off. But great job by KU. Coming from behind in the 8th inning. Take the 5-3 lead. The Cats hit Jayhawks with a 5 spot to take an 8-5 lead. And then tremendous at-bat after at-bat after at-bat in the 9th inning to take the lead and to win the ball game. Scheidt did a good job shutting things down, and just tremendous game for the Jayhawks.
Well, Brady Ballinger, our player of the game, for the second straight day, he's come up big, and no bigger hit than that one. The slugger coming through with a big 3-run home run. And listen, this is his only hit of the game, but this is what the Jayhawks do. I don't know. I mean, you go through all the numbers. You throw all that out the window. This Jayhawk team, if they advance deep into the postseason, it's going to be because they are the most team, if that makes sense, of any baseball team we've seen in a while. Everybody does their job. Everybody knows their role, and they're all confident that the next guy up is going to do it and win the game.
And they do. That's 22 wins out of the last 25. You've got a big streak going on. When you're doing that, that's not 1 or 2 or 3 people. That's your whole team, whether it be the pitching staff picking each other up or the hitters picking themselves up, and just, tremendous job. All the air was let out of their dugout with Kansas State's 5-run 8th inning, and they come out, and the first 4 hitters get on base with the home run, taking the lead back, and an extra home run, an extra run from Owens, and a very impressive 10-8 win on the road here at K-State.
Kansas State will try and lick their wounds and come back for tomorrow, but it's a series victory for the Jayhawks, who mobbed Daniel Lopez, who got thrown out earlier in the game as he returns to the field. Let's send it down to Hannah Whetstone, who's with Dan Fitzgerald.
Well, Coach, K-State responded big with 5 runs in the bottom of the 8th. How about your team's response then in the top of the 9th?
Yeah, this is a great K-State team, and this is a fantastic rivalry, and I have unbelievable respect for Pete and his entire staff, and I think it's 2 really well-coached teams that love playing each other. And we were not surprised when they punched back, and I wasn't surprised that we punched back too. That's what happens in great rivalries.
How does it feel to come on the road and win this series?
It's a big one. Every weekend in the Big 12 is huge, but the way we did it today was pretty special.
How about Brady Ballinger, a 3-run home run to take the lead and ultimately win the game? What do you think of his performance?
Yeah, Brady is a fantastic player and just an incredible competitor and a great teammate. And I think when you have that combination and you're a great teammate and you have humility towards the game, good things happen.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you, Rock Chalk.
Hannah Whetstone getting a chance to interview Dan Fitzgerald, and it looks like she's going to get a chance to get Bodie Ray for the 2nd straight day. We got him yesterday and talked to, or not Bodie Ray, I'm sorry, Brady Ballinger for the 2nd straight day. Let's send it down to Hannah.
All right, well, Brady, you had a 3-run homer there to put your team ahead and ultimately win. What was going through your mind as you stepped in the batter's box?
I just wanted to help the team. I hadn't gotten a hit yet today, and I just wanted to stay locked in. Wanted to stay locked in and stick to my approach.
Your team's won 16 of its last 17 games. What makes playing with these guys so special?
We just love each other. Not a guy in this dugout that I could hate. I would do anything for these guys, and it's just a team full of love.
Well, the Sunflower Showdown is a big rivalry. What does it mean to your team?
It means a lot. It's, we see a lot of things out here. We see a lot of K-State fans, and we just want to represent Kansas well.
All right, well, you're going to play tomorrow. Hopefully get the sweep. Best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right, thank you, Hannah. Appreciate that. And again, the home run chains, we talked about that on Friday, about how the Jayhawks don't have just one. They have 2 home run chains that they love to adorn their guys with, and we got to see that in full effect. This team that has just been so special all year for the Jayhawks to get yet another huge performance and win going away. A 5-run 9th, yet another come from behind to spoil the party of Dean Kennedy becoming the all-time single-season home run record holder at K-State. K-State will try and salvage the series tomorrow afternoon. 1 o'clock the start time. Hope you join us for that. All games airing on the ESPN Network are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. Brian Smoller for Mike Clark and Hannah Whetstone and Will Reza, our producer-director, telling you this has been a presentation of ESPN.